everybody, Chef Nano here today. Today we're going to make a pizza which you probably never heard of or never even had. It's a pan pizza, deep dish pizza, double-decker lasagna pizza. Thank you for all the viewers and subscribers. And I'd like to dedicate this episode to my brother Val. Make the dough. So I got 3 cups of flour, dump in there, and then we make a little circle in the middle. Okay, I got the sugar and the salt, and then 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and then we put the 1 cup of hot water, warm water, with the yeast that's been sitting. Okay, and then we'll just mix it all up. Then the dough, you got to work it with your hands and keep mixing it up. It gets a little sticky. If it's a little bit too sticky, you can put a little more flour. A little pinch of flour. That's all. Okay, I thought about this because my favorite is pizza and my other favorite is lasagna. So why can't we have both? Okay, so now I got the dough ball. I'm going to take it, rub some oil on there and put it in the pan here. Put it in there, and then put some foil on there, and put it on a preheated oven 200. What we'll do is turn the oven off, and with the light in the oven, put it right underneath the light, and it can stay for about an hour, half hour. Maybe you want 2/3 of the dough, a bigger piece, and a smaller, like 1/3 of it, for the top layer when we make the double-decker. That'd be the top layer of the pizza. That'd be there, a little bit smaller. Okay, so we're going to stretch these out. Now, what we're going to do is get some butter and just butter the sides real good. Now we get the dough, just stretch it out a little more. Put it right in here. Put it over here. And kind of stretch it out. You don't want to really avoid getting any holes in it. So don't pull real hard on it. It's real easy to stretch. Stretch it out to the top of the pan, like that. And I'm stretching out the other one for the top layer. And what you want is, you want the dough to be a little thinner on the top layer. You don't want a real thick dough on top. It won't cook right. So we're just going to let that sit and wait. Now we're going to mix the ricotta cheese with the parsley, and then put an egg in there, and mix it all up. This is the first layer of sauce on here. So this is the ground beef and the crushed tomato, the sauce. And I just sprinkle just a little cheese. You don't really need too much on the first layer. Okay, now we put the lasagna noodles in there. They fit perfect. Right in there like that. And then on the ends, you have to cut them a little smaller. So I cut the ends off. And that'll fit right in there. Okay, so this is the first one. I put the sauce on there. We'll put the Asiago cheese. Then we put the ricotta mix. So now we get the next layer of noodles, and we're going to go the other way. They went this way, now we go this way. This way the pizza will hold together better. I put those on there. And you can put 4 on this one. I got 1, 2, 3. I got 5 on this one. Either 4 or 5 noodles is fine. Okay. And now we put sauce on top again. Asiago on top. Okay, so that's all done. Now we're going to take the other layer of dough. And don't worry about if you get a little hole in the top dough. We're going to poke some holes so it doesn't buckle up. It doesn't bubble. Okay. So now we got the top layer of the crust. Don't increase it. Go ahead and close it. See how I'm doing like that? You got to fold it. This way they stick together. The 2 layers of dough. Then we can take a little butter on the crust, just kind of rub it. Okay, so now we just poke with the fork, and you try not to poke where you go all the way to the bottom, but I think you're safe because you got 2 rows of lasagna noodles that you'd be poking through. So. Now we take and we put the sauce on there. It's about a cup. You could put a little more sauce if you want a little more sauce. Plain tomato sauce. It's a little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt and pepper, a little oregano, and that's about it. A little basil and a little bit of garlic powder. The oregano will sprinkle at the top after we're all done. Okay, so now we're going to take the cheese, and this is mozzarella. I got like a little over a cup here, I think. So now what we got, I took 2 links of the Russo sausage. They're out in Ulsa. It's the best Italian sausage for pizza. So I took 2 links, split them open, and then I dipped my fingers in sauce, and I start putting the sausage on there, like I used to do in the olden days. It doesn't stick to your fingers as long as you got a little bit of sauce on your fingers, and it adds a little taste to the sausage. And pizza, my brother Joe, my brother Val, me and my brother Faustino, we were all pizza lovers and we were all pizza makers. All 4 brothers worked in pizza places and 2 of us had pizza restaurants. And that picture of my brother Val and me having pizza, that was our last pizza together at his son Frankie's restaurant at Frankie and Jerry's in Fosino South in Wisconsin. Okay, so here's the final topping. We're going to put some mushrooms. I figured with the lasagna pizza, the mushrooms go better. But you can put green peppers, you can put whatever toppings you want. You could do half and half. A little extra sauce on top. Not much, because you already got sauce on there. But you don't want a dry pizza. You want it juicy. And I like using the shaker. It's got the Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago. And you can see it's the dark aged Asiago. You want Asiago that's at least 10 months. When you buy a package of Asiago, look at the months. If it's 5 months, it's not that strong of a smelling cheese. But this works real good on pizza. A little bit of oregano. And we're done. We're ready for the oven. And that's 425 for about 35 minutes. There. Looking good. Look at it. Look at that baby. There we go. Look at that baby. That's a Chef Nano special. Flavor of lasagna, pizza. What else could you ask for?